What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today let's get started with some breaking news that just dropped a few minutes ago. Dana White has announced that Islam Makhachev will be vacating his lightweight belt and moving up to welterweight to fight JDM. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. So where does that leave the lightweight division, you might be wondering? I will be fighting Charles Oliveira for the vacated 155-pound title.
Current lightweight champion Islam Makhachev is going to move up to the welterweight division to face Jack Della Maddalena. What do we all love about Islam? If he had moved up to fight Bilal, he was a 5-1 favorite. Moving up to fight Jack, the odds makers have this fight at even. This guy is a beast. Islam is the best. Jack, obviously, coming off fight of the night performance, beating Bilal, winning the title. He didn't take any major damage in that fight, so he's accepted the fight. I'll let you guys know when I pick a time and date, but this fight is definitely happening. UFC 317 International Fight Week, June 28th. You all know Ilia Topuria, undefeated, 16-0, vacated his featherweight title. And now he's moving up to lightweight, and he will face former lightweight champion and number 2 ranked Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Yes, vacant.
Vacant, yes. As for UFC 317, this is your official card on screen. Here are some reactions to the news, with Ilia Topuria saying on June 28th, another dream will come true. I will be the champion of the lightweight division. Charles, my apologies in advance. I'm just fighting for my dreams. It is unfortunate that Makhachev ran away. 17-0. Ariel Helwani also reacted to the news and shared his thoughts on all the fights being announced.
I told you this a million times. It was never going to be an interim. There was no way in hell that someone as smart and as shrewd as Ilia Topuria was going to vacate his title to fight for an interim. It was always going to be Ilia versus Islam for the undisputed belt, or if Bilal lost, it was going to be Ilia versus Charles for the vacant title. Bilal lost, and thus it all played out as we have been telling you it was going to play out for the last several months, or at least the last couple months.
Aaron Bronsteter from Sportsnet reacted to the fight on social media.
I think the loss that we have here is that we're not going to get to see Ilia versus Islam yet. And that's a fight that I thought was, I guess, matchup-wise, the most exciting fight that the UFC could put together and all. But I think in terms of skill for skill, two guys that are in their prime or close to their prime in Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, 2 pound-for-pound guys. And so we end up losing that one. Hopefully that comes together sometime down the line. But in the meantime, I think that there's, like a lot of politics involved, right? Because Ilia says, hey, I want to move up to become a 2-division champion. They probably offer the fight to Islam, and Islam says, hey, pump the brakes here. I've been asking to move to welterweight for a while to become a 2-division champion. I've got more title defenses than this guy. He only defended the title once. I'm the number 1 pound-for-pound guy. Shouldn't I have that luxury?
Do you have another favor to ask? Can you help us reach 200,000 subscribers on the MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA news? Seriously, we rarely miss a day. Shout out to both Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev for moving up and vacating their respective UFC championships. I wanted the two of them to fight each other, and hopefully that happens at some point down the road, but at least they are not holding up 145 and 155. Respect. It is great to see the title mess we are experiencing at heavyweight being avoided elsewhere. Islam gets a shot at 170 and 155 moves on. Topuria versus Oliveira is a blockbuster that crowns a new undisputed king. What a fight. I told you all, Charles versus Ilia for the title. I do not like it, but I guess I accept it. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria for the vacant lightweight title at UFC 317. Respect to Islam for not holding up the division. I want Charles to shock the world again, but I believe it will be very hard for him to win that fight. I also think Pantoja's run ends against France. Why would Charles fight for the vacant title and not Arman, the number 1 contender? It is an absolute disgrace that Arman is being left out of this. It stinks that we will likely never see Topuria versus Islam, but this is still going to be a fun fight. Charles Oliveira has to be one of the most overrated names in UFC history according to some fans. Dana White is quick to make other champions vacate belts, but Aspinall still has people feeling cheated. The fight everyone wanted was Topuria versus Islam. Some fans love this while others are frustrated. Dana needs to start showing these fighters who the boss is, because people are losing interest. Look at what John Jones has been doing in the heavyweight division. He could be next if he does not fight Aspinall and vacate the belt. With Ilia versus Charles Oliveira announced, reactions have been pouring in. Here are some reactions to Islam vacating his belt and fighting JDM. Why is Islam vacating it when the whole point of moving up is to hold 2 belts? Some believe Islam will lose to Jack and have no belts to go home to. Others say you duck and you get punished and Jones should be next. Some fans think Islam would rather give up the belt than fight Ilia. Others believe Islam wins the welterweight title, defends it, and then drops back down to fight Ilia to become a simultaneous champion and retire with a 30-1 record. Many say this move is good for Islam because his body is large for lightweight and he no longer needs to kill himself cutting weight. Others are confused because they thought the whole point was for Islam to become a double champion. Some fans are calling it crazy that the alleged best fighter in the sport vacates and moves away from 145. Others argue that if Belal had won, Islam would have stayed at 155 and that this is all marketing to make Ilia versus Oliveira bigger before Islam comes back down to reclaim it. With this news, Dana also revealed that Khamzat Chimaev will fight Dricus Du Plessis in a rematch at UFC 319 in Chicago.
Returning to the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, August 16th for the first time in 6 years. In the main event, the middleweight champion, Dricus Du Plessis, will defend his belt against Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus' last 4 wins have come over former champs Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, and Robert Whittaker. He hasn't lost in 7 years. 20 of his 23 wins have come by finish, and now he faces the undefeated 16-0 Khamzat Chimaev. This is a back fight, and the fight you've all been waiting for. UFC 319 is back at the United Center in Chicago on August 16th, and stay tuned.
With this fight announced, who do you think will win? Here are some reactions from the MMA community. That is nearly an 11-month gap for Chimaev, and people feel his prime is being wasted. Many believe this fight is going to be a war and do not expect it to end quickly. Fans are fired up and calling it a must-watch matchup. Some say the Ilia fight would have been great too, but feel he is avoiding Arman and chose Charles because it is an easier win. Others think the UFC has struggled lately with cards, but this one signals a return to form. Some believe Dricus is about to pull off one of the most unexpected wins possible. Many are glad this fight is finally happening and say it is one of the most anticipated matchups that actually had a chance of being made. Dana White is having a huge day, and fans say it would be perfect if he also announced Jon Jones vacating the heavyweight title and an Aspinall title fight. Some think if Chimaev gets Dricus down early, he could secure a submission, but others believe Dricus takes over in the later rounds. Several fans predict the judges will not be needed, with Chimaev finishing it inside 2 rounds, while others are just hoping he makes it to fight night without pulling out. Jokes are already being made about what happens first, a Dricus injury or a Chimaev visa issue. Many agree Chimaev is the better wrestler with stronger jiu-jitsu and more dominance, but still predict Dricus by 3rd round knockout, saying Chimaev will gas and mentally break, leading to a TKO victory.